Hello students, myself Arundhati Sandorkar. I am the course teacher for HPC course. I am also with LP1 laboratory. Today I am going to explain you the parallel odd even transposition sort. So let us start. Before that, Institute vision and mission. Vision of our institute is Pune Institute of Computer Technology aspires to be the leader in higher technical education and research of international repute. Mission for that is to be the leading and most sought after institute of education and research in emerging engineering and technology disciplines that attracts, retains, and sustains gifted individuals of significant potential. Department vision and mission. Vision of our department is achieve academic excellence through education in computing, to create intellectual manpower to explore professional, higher educational and social opportunities. Mission for that is to impart learning by educating students with conceptual knowledge and hands-on practices using modern tools, fast technologies and competency skills, thereby igniting the young minds for innovative thinking, professional expertise and research. So let us start. After watching this video, you will be able to design and implement the parallel formulation of odd even transposition sort on an n process ring. And after that, you will be able to calculate the time complexity, cost, and efficiency of parallel formulation of odd even transposition sort. The assumption behind this algorithm is number of elements is equal to number of processes. I am calling number of elements as n and number of processes as p. So here I am assuming p is equal to n. So let us start. Prerequisites for this video lecture is you should know first the sequential odd even transposition sort. For that I have given here the YouTube channel link also. So you can watch my previous video lecture which explains the sequential odd even transposition sort. Okay, so let us start. Now I will show you the simulation of parallel odd even transposition sort uh, using linear array or ring and p processes. P I am assuming as n. So here I am assuming n is equal to p is equal to 8. So again number of processes is equal to number of elements to be sorted. So let us start. Input array is like this. Suppose some numbers, random numbers I have taken as the input, 8 numbers I have taken. Next, first step is distribution of array elements to all the 8 processes. So here we have distributed all the array elements to all the processes. So this is the n is equal to p case. So per process, one element like this we are distributing. So let us go ahead. So again it works in odd and even phases like your serial odd even transposition sort. So let us start. So in the odd phase, see students, the compare and exchange operation, it is done with the processes starting with odd index like P1 and P2. So focus here. Yeah. So P1 is the first process in the odd series. So P1 will do the compare and exchange operation with its immediate neighbor, that is P2. So next is the P3. Next odd process in the series is P3. It will do the compare and exchange operation with P4. Next is P5. Next odd in the series is P5. It will do the compare and exchange operation with P6. And the last process in the odd series is P7. It will do the compare and exchange operation with P8. And these are the results. Okay. I hope it is clear. So 3, 2, it was these are elements with P1 and P2. Now it is swapped 2 and 3 like this. You try to interpret. So again, focus on phase 1, that is odd. So all these compare and exchange operations which are happening between the processes, they all are happening in parallel. So that is only the difference between serial and parallel or even transposition sort. So here all these compare and exchange operations, they are happening in parallel. So I conclude that the time complexity for this phase, odd phase, it is O1, which is exactly in contrast with our previous case, which was ON. So in the sequential odd even transposition sort, phase-wise time complexity, we were getting ON. So here it is reduced to O1. So same case will be you will be you can see in the even phase. So though it is even or though it is odd, you are getting time complexity as O1. So how, let us go ahead. See students. So now I am showing you the even phase. So here in even phase, even numbered processes will do the compare and exchange operation. Let us say how. So here P1, the element 2 which is with P1, it is kept as it is. Why? Because P1 is odd process. So we are not including it in this even phase, is it? So let us start with the compare and exchange operations from the process P2. Is it? So P2 is the first even process in the series. So P2 will do again the compare and exchange operation with P3. Next process in the even series is P4. P4 will do the compare and exchange operation with P5 like this. Next process in the even series is P6. P6 is doing the compare and exchange operation with P7, and the last process in the even series, just see students, it is P8. Yeah, it is P8, but it is not taking part in the compare and exchange operation. Why? Because it is not having its immediate neighbor. It is the last process. So the element which that process it is having, that is 4, it is kept as it is. I hope you understand. And this will repeat, and after n phases you are getting the results. Like in this case n is equal to p is 8. So after 8 phases including both even and odd, you are getting the results. Again you concentrate on this even phase, and again focus on these compare and exchange operations. So here 3 compare and exchange operations are taking place, and all again in parallel. So the time complexity of this even phase also, it is O1. I hope now you understood. So let us go ahead. It will repeat. It will be followed by odd phase. Again it will be followed by even phase. So just please be with the simulation. Now let us go ahead. Again odd phase, again even phase, even phase, odd phase. So 7th phase we have completed. 7 phases. Just I will wait, go through it. Next, even phase. That is the eighth phase. Now, after the eighth phase, you are getting the sorted array. So, I hope it is clear. So, let us go ahead. Algorithm. Now, how the algorithm is, we will see parallel odd even transposition sort algorithm. So, students, see here now, process label id is equal to process label. So now here processes, they are coming into the picture. Just try to compare it with serial or odd even transposition sort also. So in case of serial odd even transposition sort, there are no processes. Why? Because only one PE or one processing element we were using. So now here id is nothing but the process id, that is the processes label. And here again, big for loop, in big for loop it is iterating from 1 to n, and inside this for loop, again I it is checked. If I is odd, and it is broken into two parts, like if I is odd and if I is even, and again go inside and again check the process id. That is, if id is odd, do the compare and exchange min, like this, and if id process id is even, do the compare and exchange operation. Again the same steps are repeated on the even index. So array index also it is checked whether I is even or odd, and accordingly you just go ahead, and inside that if you are checking the process id also, whether the process id is odd or process id is even. So this is the algorithm by the author. In the reference section I have mentioned the reference, that is the textbook of HPC. So the algorithm I have referred from your HPC textbook. So this algorithm you are going to use in your assignment. Okay, so let us go ahead. So time complexity. Now we will discuss something about the time complexity of this sort. So let us go ahead. Again, see, processes are arranged in one-dimensional array. So odd phase and even phase. Odd labeled processes does the compare and exchange. Even phase, in even phase, even labeled processes does the compare and exchange operation. So as I told you just now, for one phase, whether it is odd or whether it is even, the time complexity is O1. Why? Because all the compare and exchange operations which are happening between the pairs of the processes, they all are happening parallel. That is the only difference between serial and parallel odd even transposition sort. So that's why for each phase the time complexity is O1. And how many such a phases we require, students? N phases. So the overall time complexity of this parallel odd even transposition sort, it is ON. I am calling it as TP, that is parallel runtime. That is the first performance metrics you have learned in your HPC course. So TS, that is the serial runtime, was ON square, if you can recollect my previous video lecture. So the same sort, if we go for serial, the time complexity or the serial run time, it is called as TS, we were getting ON square. So now here by parallelizing that serial sort, by including the process ID or by including the processes, we have reduced the time complexity from ON square to ON. So this is how you should explain or you should analyze your assignment. Okay. So TP is one of the performance metrics you should know. Okay. So let us go ahead. Two more performance matrices now I will convince you with this sort. So that is cost and efficiency. apart from TP and TS, that is parallel runtime and serial runtime. So let us see what is cost and what is efficiency. So students, all these performance matrices, they play a very important role in HPC assignments. So each performance matrix, it is having a relevant meaning, or it is having a particular significance, and all the performance matrices you can mathematically write in formulae. So those formulae you should know. Okay, so let us see what is cost and efficiency. So sequential best sorting complexity is n log n ts. So as we have learned in HPC course, when we are evaluating these performance matrices, so we are, and when we are comparing TP with TS, that is parallel runtime with serial runtime, so we should compare it with the best sequential complexity algorithm, not any abstract algorithm. So best sequential sorting algorithm is quicksort, and its complexity is n log n. So here I am not comparing it with bubble sort, because the bubble sort is not best sequential, it is having O n square. So it is compared with the parallel runtime of odd even transposition sort. It is compared with quicksort, serial quicksort. That's why n log n, not with bubble sort. Okay, so that also it is covered in your HPC course, students. So you will need that knowledge here. How I will define the cost? Cost is equal to TP into P. TP is your parallel runtime. Just now we had seen parallel runtime, we had got O n, and P I am assuming n. P is equal to n. So cost of this parallel odd even transposition sort, I am getting it as O n square. Okay, cost. Next performance matrix. Okay, and efficiency, the formula is E is equal to S by P. Now efficiency, again it uses the one more performance matrix, that is S. It is called as speed up. Speed up, it is defined by symbol S, and the formula for speed up is here is equal to TS by TP. And here TS, you are substituting best sequential complexity, that is n log n of quicksort. You are substituting, not of bubble sort, serial bubble sort, that is n square. You are not substituting here. So here by after substituting, I am getting the efficiency matrix for this parallel odd even transposition sort as, just see, do the calculations, and I am getting efficiency as log n by n. Okay, and now after this we conclude that it is not cost optimal, as efficiency of cost optimal algorithm is 1. So this is also you should know, this also you should know. And here if you see the cost, it is O n square, so it is not cost optimal solution, even though we are parallelizing it, but it is not cost optimal. So that is the end. So before ending, topics covered as per the outline are like this. Design and implement the parallel formulation of odd even transposition sort on an n process ring. Now you should be able to do this. And next is calculate the time complexity, cost, and efficiency of parallel formulation of odd even transposition sort based on this assumption n is equal to p. So these two topics I have covered through this outline, and now you should be able to apply it in your assignment in your LP1 laboratory. So that is the end. The reference I have used here is the your textbook Introduction to Parallel Computing by these authors Ananthagrama and all these authors I have referred. And so we learned that this is not the cost optimal solution. So what is the cost optimal solution then? A bit about that before ending. So in this video we had seen n is equal to p case. In the next video I will explain you the cost optimal solution where p is less than n, that is we are using fewer processes than the number of elements to be sorted. That I will be covering in my next video. So that is the end of today's video lecture, students. Thank you.